The new year is approaching as I prepare for this episode. It's also closing in on 1 year of the Tips for Parenting Youngsters podcast. Thank you to everyone who has subscribed and listened. I am also honored and humbled to announce my first children's book in the series called Lessons for Life with Grandma Kate is a winner of the 2024 International Impact Book Award in the category of Children's Inspirational, Motivational, Empowering Message. You can find the book at lessonsforlifewithgrandmakate.com. When I started this podcast, I was terrified for so many reasons, but in particular, for putting myself out there. What will people think of me? Will anyone listen? Do I have anything worthwhile to say to help parents with parenting? All these thoughts led me to today and to think of next year's goals I am setting for myself. The biggest challenge I face this and every year is facing my fears and doing it anyway. My aspirations are bigger for 2025, so to reach them, I need to be even more courageous to get where I want to go with my podcast and children's book series. I'm calling this year 2025 the year of courageous aspirations. Fear is a natural emotion that we all experience. It appears when facing something new, unknown, or potentially dangerous. Emotions run deep within us, and sometimes they feel so powerful that we think we won't make it through if we face them. So we push them down or try to ignore them until they build up and burst out, causing harm to ourselves and others. But think of yourself as a lighthouse. Your emotions, for example, fear, are like the waves crashing below. Some are small ripples, small fears, and others are huge and stormy. But the lighthouse stands strong, shining its light through it all. You might feel the impact of those waves, but you are steady, bright, and more powerful than the storms around you. Fear protects us, but it also holds us back, especially when we perceive things as scarier than they truly are. Understanding fear and learning how to manage it is a skill that can benefit both you and your kids. Let's dive into what fear is, how you can face it head on, and by doing so, inspire your children to do the same. So grab your favorite beverage, find a comfy spot, and let's dive into today's topic of facing fears. This is Tips for Parenting Youngsters, where I'm dedicated to helping you grow as a person so you can bring your best self to parenting and create better family relationships. And if you're ready to invest in yourself and strengthen your relationships, hit that subscribe button. New episodes drop every Thursday. And if you're finding the podcast helpful, it would mean the world if you could take a moment to leave a review. It makes a real difference. Fear is an emotional response to a real or perceived threat. It's like an alarm system in our brains alerting us to danger. When we feel fear, our bodies react by sweating, our hearts might race, or we might feel like running away. It is called the fight, flight, or freeze response, and it's our body's way of keeping us safe. However, not all fears are about actual danger. Some are about things we worry might happen or situations that make us feel unsure of ourselves, such as reaching for our hopes and dreams. What is one hope or dream you have for 2025? Put it in the comments. Not all fears are the same. Here are the main types. There's physical fear. That's concerns about safety, such as our health risks or physical challenges. Then there is emotional fears, such as worries tied to feelings like fear of rejection, failure, or disappointment. Then there's social fears, anxiety about people judging us, fitting in, or speaking up. And then there's imaginary fears, fears of things that aren't real or unlikely to happen. By identifying the type of fear, you can take steps to address it more effectively. Put in the comments your biggest fear. I'll be sharing mine later in the episode. The common acronym for fear is false evidence appearing real. But here's another one I am using this year by Zig Ziglar. Face everything and rise. I am modifying that by adding up to rise. So, face everything and rise up. This simple reminder will encourage me to tackle challenges head on. And when I change my mindset, it isn't about being fearless. It's about acting despite my fears. Here's the thing. Fear is the biggest obstacle to achieving our goals. It whispers, Kathy, you can't do this. Or, what if you fail? But the truth is that growth only happens when we step outside our comfort zones. By facing our fears, we aren't just opening the door to personal success. We're setting a powerful example for the people around us, inspiring them to do the same, especially our children and grandchildren. So be that inspiration. This time of year, we are inundated with weight loss ads, smart goal setting, and motivational affirmations to help us reach our goals. This year, I am listing my fears to face everything and rise up. Here are my top 5 fears I want to face this year. 1. I want to get in front of the camera and not hide behind my microphone. To do this, I am having guests come on my podcast. In a couple of weeks, I will be recording video and audio with a dear friend, a fellow podcaster and author, about setting goals for the year. I was going just to use the audio, but I will be uploading both. What's the worst that can happen? People make negative comments about my looks? Who cares? That's a reflection of them, and their words will not stop me. They are just words. Face everything and rise up. 2nd, I'm traveling solo. I thought I was going in February to Phoenix, Arizona to accept my children's book award, but the tickets are sold out. That's not going to stop me from traveling somewhere in 2025 by myself. I haven't traveled solo in over 5 years. What am I fearing about it? My thoughts are, Kathy, you're nearing 70. What if you have a medical emergency and you don't have family around? I know the universe has my back. Face everything and rise up. 3rd, trusting my instincts, because my instincts never fail me. This ties in with mindfulness. Too often, I have not trusted my instincts and listened to others, only to be mad at myself for not listening to my intuition. I remember this one time in particular. I was heading out the door to go somewhere and heard that small voice saying, "Take your camera." It was sitting right there on the chair in front of me. My thought was, why do I need it? I couldn't think of a picture I would want to take until I got to my destination. And I was so mad at myself for not acting on my intuition. That was a turning point for me in trusting my guts. We need to act, not think, because we don't have the complete picture of what will or can happen. Face everything and rise up. 4. I am changing my environment. I am doing this in several ways. I am not moving from my home, but I am making other physical changes by changing pictures to bring me joy every time I look at them, such as Claude Monet prints. I am decluttering by getting rid of stuff that doesn't have a purpose. I am disengaging from toxic people or limiting my time with people who do not share the same values as me. That includes family members. Why wait until January? I have already started to apply this principle. The results are an increase in my self-esteem, self-worth, self-confidence, and new people coming into my life that share the same values. Face everything and rise up. And number 5, I am letting my light shine, even if it makes other people feel insecure. I have had it with people dimming my light and saying that when I talk about my accomplishments, I'm bragging. That's because of their insecurities. I call it sharing. I love to hear about other people's achievements and what they have overcome. That inspires me. We all have a story. Don't be afraid to share yours. Put in the comments one accomplishment you would love me to know about. Jessica Johnson, author of Let Your Bright Light Shine, is my first guest for 2025. We are getting into this topic more in depth. Face everything and rise up. Here are some ways I'm using to overcome those fears and move forward. Breathing. I'm going to focus more on my breath by paying attention to my inhale and exhale. As I breathe in, I will think these words. I know that fear is in me, and as I breathe out, I will think, I smile to this fear, all the time being focused on the reaction of my body. I'm going to use more mindfulness. When I am out for my daily walk, I'm going to focus on my surroundings, the chirping of the birds, the rustling of leaves, and the rushing of water in a stream I walk by. I'm going to name my fear. I'm going to identify exactly what I'm afraid of. Is it failure? Fear of success? Rejection? Fear of the unknown? Naming it takes away some of its power. Then I'm going to challenge it. I'm going to ask myself, is this fear based on facts? Or is it just my mind imagining the worst? Then I'm going to take small steps. I'm breaking my goals into smaller, manageable actions. Each step will build my confidence. I'm going to visualize my success. I'm going to picture myself achieving my goals. How will it feel? What will it look like? And then I'm going to celebrate my progress. I'm going to acknowledge every step forward, no matter how small. Progress, not perfection, is the key. In conclusion, facing our fears isn't just about achieving goals. It's about growing into the best versions of ourselves and modeling that courage for the people we care about. When we confront what holds us back, we not only rise above the challenges, but also inspire those around us to do the same. As parents and caregivers, Our bravery teaches our children that it's okay to feel fear and that they too can overcome it. So as we step into 2025, let's embrace the courage to face everything and rise up. Whether it's making bold changes, pursuing dreams, or simply trusting ourselves more, each act of courage strengthens our light. Remember, you're not just a lighthouse for yourself. You're shining the way for others to follow. Let this be the year you let your light shine unapologetically and brightly. Together, we can make 2025 a year of courageous aspirations. Thank you, listeners, for embarking on this journey with me today. Your time and attention are precious, and I am genuinely grateful that you chose to spend them with the Tips for Parenting Youngsters podcast. Your support and engagement mean the world to me. Parenting is full of challenges, but remember, the most profound change starts within us. Be the role model your children look up to. They always watch and learn from us. Visit parentingyoungsters.com for a wealth of free practical resources. The website is designed to support you and your family in everyday parenting challenges, from tips on self-discipline and positive affirmations to various other valuable topics. Also available at lessonsforlifewithgrandmakate.com are links to purchase my children's book in a series called Lessons for Life with Grandma Kate. Follow along as Lily, her brother Zach, and their friends, guided by Grandma Kate, discover their inner magic of self-esteem and confidence through creative activities and heartfelt lessons. Grandma Kate empowers each of them to face life challenges with courage and joy. There is always time to rewrite your family story. Break free from patterns that no longer serve you and create a home filled with love, understanding, and unwavering support. I'm here to guide you every step of the way. As I conclude this episode, I must state that this podcast is designed solely for educational and entertainment purposes. While I bring my experience as a parent and grandparent, it's essential that you know I am not a licensed therapist. This podcast is not a substitute for professional advice from a physician, professional coach, psychotherapist, or other qualified professional. Got it? Awesome. Until next time, what is one thing you are grateful for?